tough one. You know, we do a lot of things right, and we work really hard, and we try to really execute a great game plan and force Villanova to do a lot of things that they are not comfortable doing. And then down the stretch, you know, ball doesn't really bounce our way. We don't convert on things that we can convert on, and you know that happens. They kind of wear you down, and I think we kind of got worn down towards the end.
Coach, Villanova was a team that was able to go outside the arch and really hit from downtown early and often in this game. But I mean, one of the things defensively that you were able to do well was keep the points way down in the paint, and you kept them away from the charity stripe a lot tonight. Can you explain how well your defense performed in those areas?
Well, leading up to the game, I think the team really focused the last two practices on ball pressure, making sure that we don't give shooters any daylight, working really, really hard to know personnel and understand that all of them are deadly from behind the arc. So I think that they had a real conscious awareness going in of, yeah, we do have to take away the shooters. And then once, you know, second half comes and Coach Bretta made some great adjustments, it was a little tougher because then he did have more of a paint presence. But we did have a great awareness initially.
One thing that seemed to work well, at least in the first half, was your full court press on the Wildcats. How were the adjustments able to be made so that you kept Villanova in the backcourt for as long as you were able to?
Well, we did work on that too. We modified our press a little bit to be a little bit more conducive to take away easy press break for them, and not having to play them for 30 seconds in the backcourt or in the front court is exactly what we want. You know, we don't want to have to sit and play 30 seconds of chasing around their 5-out motion, which is really smart. So I think our press did a good job of disrupting them, but unfortunately, you know, you make adjustments throughout the game and we weren't able to sustain it.
Yeah, Gabby, another nice game offensively for you, and things seem to be flowing well, and a lot of back and forth action with the Wildcats tonight. How did you feel that your team's offense held out tonight?
Well, for the most part, I feel like we did things correctly in patience in the second half. The first half was a little bit rocky, and so the tie was really close, but I think where we started to eventually pull away was the fact that we slowed it down, we jumped up, we looked back for like our drag, and then we just kept working it, and it worked for us. I think offensively was, you know, doing well, but we have a lot of discrepancies in it right now. So I think the more we work in it, and the more we figure it out, we'll eventually become pros at it.
Was there anything in particular you're looking at that you felt you could have done a little bit better, and some of the things you did well?
Yeah, there's always things that I could have done better, you know, smarter decisions, whether that's shooting, that's passing. I think just being open, just cutting harder, my hand's always ready. Just little things like that could always be done better. Yeah.
Erica, there was a nice flow offensively on this team of everybody getting their hands on the ball throughout the entire game. How did you feel that helped this Pioneers tonight?
I think that it's always good that everyone gets touches so that we don't have all the pressure on Gabby. She has a lot of pressure on her. I think that this year, so far, we're pretty even on the scores. Everyone's scoring a good amount of points. So we have to keep the team, the opponent team, we have to keep them honest. And if they know that we always want to go with Gabby, then we're not going to go very far. So I think that if everyone gets touches, then this program will go really far. And if everyone puts the ball, because we have a lot of offensive threats. So I think that we're kind of young still. Some of the players that started, we're kind of young. So I think that throughout the year, we'll get better.
As the game progressed, Villanova seemed to apply a little more pressure on you guys defensively. So did you feel moving the ball up court, you had to try to figure out new ways to maneuver around their defense?
Well, Villanova is a smart team. They adjusted really well to us and how we were playing our offense. And I feel like that we did have to go a little faster than we wanted to because of their pressure. But that comes from experience and just like slowing down and understanding that we can play our pace and that we can't let them dictate the game.
Coach, 3 games in, and every game has been close, a couple overtimers. And what can you take away, what positives can you take away from a loss like tonight?
Well, I'll tell you what I said in the locker room. They played their hearts out. I couldn't have asked for them to execute a game plan better. You know, obviously we're going to have game slippage. We're going to make mistakes, and being able to play through those mistakes is great. I think what we're going to take from 2 overtime games out of the first 3 games that we've played is obviously a learning experience. It's a growing experience. We're going to learn and iron out the kinks now of what works and what doesn't work, so we're able to prepare adequately for conference. And I'll tell you what, you know, we've had great opponents who have really challenged us with different defensive schemes, different opponents that have challenged us with their physicality. You know, St. John's and Villanova really brought a different physicality than what we're used to seeing. So I think that it's only going to make us better in the long run, and we just have to keep moving forward and learn from every little thing that we did today.
And it seems like each game going forward here, it seems like this team is getting progressively better and better. Is this a season you think could be something special?
I do. I inherited a really good group of players that have a good basketball IQ. They play well together. They're really starting to demonstrate a learning for our new offensive system. Defensively, they're doing things different. So yeah, I think that they are pretty special, and I think that it could be a really special season once we all kind of get on the same page and continue to figure out what works and what doesn't, and put it all together. And hopefully that'll be January.
Yeah. What about you, personally, like the rest of the season? Do you feel like you can continue this same poise that you've been on so far?
I think we need to, just as a team, not me individually, I think we have to win this as a team. Nothing is individual at all. And I think when we start to gel, eventually getting just everyone on the same page and everyone with the same tenacity, everyone just gelling together and not being like someone's off today or someone's on today. It's just everyone finally coming together. We'll be able to do well, and that's a growing experience. Like, it's November, and we want that in February. So the moment we start to grow, you're gonna see growth, and that's what we're striving for.
Thanks, girls.
Thank you.